A very good and happy Thursday morning to everyone out there. Baby Friday has arrived. Landon here in the driver's seat to bring you your latest weather and on forecast, courtesy of On Target. Hope you've enjoyed the dry weather, folks. We got one more day to soak it in before our next weather maker arrives, and it is going to be taking its sweet time transversing north and east across the region. Taking a look here at the latest satellite overlay along with our surface fronts this morning. We got this stationary front that's draped eastward across the deep south. This is holding in an upper level low. This upper level low is going to pinwheel and jolt and eject north and east right across and just north of our vicinity here over the upcoming days, folks. And this is going to result in a very, very active pattern for us here for the foreseeable future. Let's jump over here and let's get a look across the region. WRUS camera overlooking 431 north in Russellville. Got a view of the moisture becoming more apparent with a bit more cloud cover on the uptick this morning. That is going to be the weather story throughout the entirety of today. Same can be said overlooking the D93 Skycam downtown Bowling Green and the water tower atop Hospital Hill. Got cloud cover that is also on the uptick over in that direction. Let's get a look over here what those current temperatures are looking like. We're sitting right around the low and mid 60s region wide. We're going to be pumping highs right back up, folks, to right around the mid and upper 80s as we progress into this afternoon. And it's going to be coming along with that as an uptick in the rain and storm chances, but that's not going to be holding off until we get into the Friday time frame. All right, so let's give you the full breakdown here of exactly what's going to be unfolding in regards to these rain chances here for the foreseeable future. All right, here's a look. We've been talking about this all week. This pinwheeling upper level low is going to pull off to the north and east. It's going to be bringing that deep moisture out of the south along with it. This is what's going to result in multiple rounds of the wet stuff impacting the region. Folks, this is not going to be a 3-day straight washout by any means, but we will have a very active pattern that we will have to deal with the peak heating of the afternoon on into the early evening whenever we're expected to see the most activity here across the region, all right? Here's a look at the simulated radar activity over the course of the next 2.5 days or so. We work throughout today. You might get a stray sprinkle or an isolated shower out of here this afternoon and evening. As you can see, not too much to worry about. It should be short-lived. We work throughout the overnight. All remains calm. We got this complex of storms that trying to make it up here during the pre-dawn hours of our Friday, but that's going to be in a very weakening state by the time it gets here. Scattered light rain showers a possibility as you wake up for your Friday morning, but watch Friday afternoon and evening. It's whenever our peak heating arrives, our instability will become maximized across the region. This will be our initial wave with that pinwheeling upper level low with numerous disturbances transversing north and east across the region. So Friday afternoon into Friday evening, we could get some robust storm development here across the region. And then with the loss of daytime heating by early Saturday morning, we get activity to settle down yet again. And then we progress throughout our Saturday. We get into Saturday afternoon and evening. We get all this activity that begins to arrive out of the south and west, bringing another round of showers and storms to the region. Folks, this is going to be a broken record forecast for your Sunday as well, okay? Now, coming along with these rounds of showers and storms, I want to take a look at the amount of moisture that's going to be available within the atmosphere because it is rather impressive. We're not looking at any sort of widespread, overly confident, severe weather outbreaks coming along with this by any means, but we will have generalized thunderstorms to deal with. And folks, take a look at the amount of moisture that's going to be available within the atmosphere. You can see it moving in here out of the south and west as we work throughout the day. Here we are getting into our Friday, and folks, as we get into Friday afternoon, we're going to be looking at precipitable water values of 1 3/4 of an inch to potentially rivaling 2 inches. That's if we were to take this column out of the atmosphere and wring it out like a dish rag, how much water we would get on the ground. So any storms that you are impacted by, these should be very, very efficient rain producers. You can see, folks, this air mass hangs around all the way through our Friday, all the way through our Saturday. Here we are looking at Saturday afternoon. And look at these over 2-inch precipitable water values that's going to be moving in here out of the south and west. Just very impressive for this time of year. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rolling into Monday of the new work week. Rounds of showers and storms will be a good bet. If you got any outdoor plans for Father's Day weekend, you want to back up indoor plan for sure, given this active pattern that we are going to have to deal with. But wait, there's more. Take a look as we roll into the early and middle part of next week, all right? After we get that upper level low out of here, we're going to be pegged in what's known as a zonal flow, an east to west flow. And this is going to set up shop for an opportunity for a setup for numerous MCS complexes. That stands for mesoscale convective system. Just think of it as a big old band of storms that's going to be driving off to the east and south and east through this zonal flow aloft, okay? So we roll into Monday afternoon. We could have an MCS or two that rolls in here, as you can see here, arriving out of the west. Same weather story as we get into our Tuesday. We get more parades of these things developing up here in the upper plains and then transversing down to the south and east. Continuing on into our Wednesday as well. Folks, you get the idea. This zonal pattern could result in multiple rounds of these clusters of storms impacting the region. So unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be hanging on to this active pattern here for the foreseeable future. Now, there's a few things that we want to take note of in regards to this, okay? Rolling into our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we've just been given a generalized thunderstorm risk. We are not anticipating severe weather. You might get a cell or two that could create a damaging wind gust here or there, okay? But take a look at the total rainfall amounts here over the course of the next week. We're going to be looking at 1 to 3 inches of total rainfall falling over the course of the next 7 days. This is going to include the very active weekend into the early part of next week, and then this is also including if those numerous storm clusters work in here out of the central and the northern plains. Now, whenever we roll into the middle part of next week, folks, there is some ingredients that are present, and our machine learning capabilities are overspreading a, albeit low at the moment, a severe weather risk as we roll into Tuesday, Wednesday, into Thursday of next week. With these mesoscale convective systems moving in here, this isn't a surprise at all. So needless to say, we'll be needing to keep an eye on next week as well for the opportunity at strong and severe storm chances. Here's a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast. We got rounds of clouds on the uptick throughout this Thursday. It's not going to prevent highs from hitting near 90, and folks, dew points climbing up to near 70 degrees. It's going to be extraordinarily warm and muggy in the great outdoors. Then the active pattern takes over. Multiple rounds of showers and storms Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, into Tuesday of next week. Highs pegged between the mid and upper 80s each day with a lot of humidity available as well. Folks, it's going to be feeling like a rainforest out there beginning tomorrow and taking us all the way through at least the middle part of next week. So go ahead and mentally prepare for that one. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Thursday morning Baby Friday edition of your Whether or Not forecast presented by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a blast next to final day of the work.